Am I the asshole for yelling at my husband when he ate some of my chocolate and making him drive across the city to replace them? I am 8.5 months pregnant and driving sucks. So my mom drives me around because my husband is working huge hours to get ahead before the baby comes. Last month she drove me to my favorite chocolate store and I stocked up on my favorite flavors. The store has dozens of flavors of chocolate individually wrapped in colorful foil so you can tell the flavor. The store is about an hour's drive away from our home. My husband knows my favorite flavor. Half the bag was originally that flavor, but by now it's just even with the others. He came home from work yesterday and after supper we were going to sit and watch TV. I waddled over to the couch and asked him to please bring me 2 of my chocolates. He did, and he grabbed a few for himself. No problem there. He came back to the couch with chocolate in his mouth. When he kissed me I knew what flavor he took. He admitted he took the stracciatella ones. My favorite. I got kind of upset and he said it was no big deal, I could go with my mom and get some more. Yes, this company sells their chocolate everywhere, but that flavor I've only ever seen this flavor in their store. I asked if he has been eating that flavor a lot and his face told me everything I needed to know. I yelled at him that it's not like it's easy for me to sit in a car for 2 hours. He said he would go out right now and replace them. He hit a couple of drugstores and a couple of grocery stores, they all told him the same thing. So he drove across town and came back with a big bag of just that flavor. While he was gone I called my mom and she said I need to calm down because my hormones are making me crazy. I apologized to my husband, but he is still grumpy that he drove around for hours just to get me chocolate. I think he should know better than to eat my favorite flavor. I know this isn't as big a problem as some of the other stuff here. My husband is wonderful and he went out looking to replace my chocolate. After he didn't find it nearby, he chose to drive across town. I didn't force him to do it. When I said I made him do it, I meant he did it to make me happy. Sorry for any confusion. I clearly recall sobbing during my first pregnancy over a brand of potato chips that was discontinued, and my husband came home with an unsuitable, to me, replacement. It was ridiculous, and years later, we laugh about it. So will you. Best wishes for a smooth birth and healthy baby. I vividly remember when I was pregnant with my son, ordering Hawaiian barbecue from a local restaurant, specifically the teriyaki beef. My partner went to pick it up, and they had forgotten to include the teriyaki sauce, that comes on the side, but is also what makes it so delicious, and, teriyaki. I cried hysterically, and couldn't even rationalize why I was so upset. My partner, bless him, drove back to the store and came back with boatloads of teriyaki sauce. I'm not proud of that moment, in hindsight, but pregnancy really does make you a bit nuts, and food cravings are no joke. These pregnancy food stories are always so cute and benign and yet still make pregnancy sound like absolute hell. I have another one. I'm pregnant right now and all I wanted was a specific flavor of chips, and my partner was going to pick them up on his way home from work. I waited excitedly all day for my chips and he came home with another flavor because it's the only one they had. I cried and ate the whole bag of chips anyway, lol. The thought of you crying and eating the offending chips anyway made me laugh. Hope you get the right chips soon. No assholes here. In a year you will both be laughing about Chocolategate. This is the real marriage stuff no one talks about. You're a team. You're hormonal and pregnant, he went and got your special chocolate. I'd probably just start cracking jokes about it and say sorry for being a bit extra. During birth, just remind him, this is why I made you get me chocolate. No assholes here. I think you're given a little bit of a pass seeing as you're 8.5 months pregnant, and it seems you're genuinely remorseful. You have a good husband and his actions to correct this should prove that. Agreed. Also, please don't worry too much about the husband is grumpy. A lot of times I'm grumpy while having to do things for my fiancé. She doesn't get that grumpily doing things is still love and commitment. In fact, I think that's the best love and commitment there is, where I'm tired but I still want to make her happy. It's easy to love when you're happy, it's harder, and thus more valuable, when you're having it tough. This is such a cute comment. As someone also pregnant, I say you are the asshole in the nicest way possible. Cravings, hormones, etc. don't give us a right to yell or mistreat those we love. He tried replacing it. I'd be mad too, like I said, I get it. But that doesn't mean that I'm not tossed sometimes too. Yeah, but if it was just cravings and she raged on him, that's one thing. But he ate her favorite chocolate, and TBH, as a food-motivated human, when people eat my shit I blow up. And I'm not pregnant, it's just disrespectful to take things that aren't yours, especially if they're not easy to get, and to be mad that he had to replace them was kinda childish emo. He did the crime, he's gotta do the time. They're married and it's a big bag of candy. Lol, you're acting like it's a college roommate who ate his leftovers. I'm not saying he's in the right, but there's degrees here. They are married and I'm sure 99% of the time food, candy is shared. Been married almost 20 years, and there's absolutely snacks that are his, mine, family's. Even the kids have their own treats versus family. Being able to count on a specific thing being yours, when you want it, that you don't have to share with anyone else is a sanity saver at times. Especially if you're pregnant or nursing, because not even your body is your own. Agree. Been with mine for 14 years, if we want what the other one has, we ask. Neither of us would ever eat a snack meant for the other without asking. I would hate looking forward to something that's just gone. Not the asshole. What is everyone here going on about? Every time someone posts that a partner ate all their special snacks, the partner is the asshole, but because original poster is pregnant, she needs to be taught a lesson? Her husband obviously knows those are her special snacks that she had to go really far to get, and she isn't even able to drive herself, but he ate them anyway. If he didn't want to go get more, then maybe he should have picked up more beforehand since he knew he was eating them all. He's the one who said he'd go out and get them that instant, she didn't ask him to. Greater than every time someone posts that a partner ate all their special snacks, the partner is the asshole, but he didn't eat all of them. There still were them. And he chose to go out and get more. Original poster did not ask him to do that. She was upset that he took more than he should have, and he volunteered to go get more that very instant. You cannot call someone an asshole based on someone else's choice. And he went out that night to get them because he didn't believe original poster when she said you couldn't just run out and get them. Are you referring to Lindor truffles? You can buy that flavor on Amazon. My first thought was, I wonder if there is a delivery option. Sounds like a reasonable option all round, really. Geez, there's a lot of hate for pregnancy here. Y'all need to see this for what it is. It's a fun am I the asshole, which is a nice change. Original poster, it sounds like things are tense in your house, as usually happens when someone is about to pop. You're sick of waddling around, unable to even tie your own shoes, and one of your small joys is chocolates. He's sick of waiting and probably frustrated because there's nothing he can do because pregnancy sucks for everyone, and he generally sounds like a great hubby, but 8.5 months is so close to the end that everyone starts to be on edge. So I'm gonna go with no assholes here. Tempers are short, patience has worn thin, and when you're sharing your whole friggin' body with another human, you get to be upset if you have to share your small joy. He gets to be upset for driving for hours. Your mother just stated the obvious, but you can't do that to a pregnant person on a tear, so let's just say the same mantra we said to my Sil when she was heavily pregnant for the 4th time and completely over it. Yes dear, you are right. A bunch of people have either never been pregnant or been around a pregnant woman. It's not like they want to melt down over not having their chocolate, it's just gonna happen. They are physically and mentally exhausted because their body is currently expending its energy growing a human being, added with an influx of hormones, and just trying to comprehend the changes happening to their body and coming. Just because so many women do it doesn't mean it is easy. A little patience goes a long way. No assholes here. He offered to replace them, he just didn't believe you when you said they were hard to find. He fucked around and found out. Also, not to pull the vagina card, but I'm already seeing men in here being like, well, I'll never understand what pregnancy is like. Yeah, you don't and you want. And for this am I the asshole, I think you kinda gotta to understand what pregnancy does to your body. I was on hormone treatment for 3 years for prostate cancer. I have no idea what hormones are like for a pregnant woman, but I can certainly attest to the fact that a significant change in your body's hormone levels will seriously mess you up. No assholes here. Pregnancy does shitty things. When I was pregnant, my husband made popcorn instead of asking me to make dinner. He was studying and I was relaxing and told him I would cook when he was ready for a break. I lost my mind and dumped his popcorn in the trash. We looked at each other, realized how ludicrous it was, and cackled with laughter. You both will realize that hormones made me do it in time. I cried in the middle of a restaurant because they didn't serve corn. Any corn would do, on the cob, cornbread, I just wanted corn. I literally sobbed. I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm sorry, but yeah, extremely gentle. You are the asshole here. I get that you're pregnant, but he's not maliciously being like, fuck you and your chocolates. He just ate some, and he corrected his mistake and got you a bag of just that flavor. Maybe take a moment to chill and come together later to set this aside and eat them together and relax. ETA. Honestly, this is more of a no assholes here, but the very gentle you are the asshole just to say that you have a great partner who went out of his way to get what you wanted to make you happy, and to say that matters a hell of a lot more than any pregnancy craving or chocolate around. No assholes here, your feelings are entirely valid and reasonable, even if you weren't pregnant. He did the right thing by owning up and replacing them. Congrats on the baby. You are the asshole. Like, you weren't even out of the chocolate. There was no reason for him to go right then. That is what tips it for me, too. He didn't eat the last or only thing. And pregnancy hormones are real, but that doesn't mean the pregnant person gets to deprive others of foods they also like, barring someone bringing a special treat just for them and someone else stealing it. And if original poster's mom, his mill, is siding with him, that suggests to me this isn't the only pregnancy hormones episode. It's not just hormones original poster is at 8.5 months. That is physically and mentally exhausting. Her body is expending a ton of energy just carrying a small bowling ball, never mind still expending energy as it develops. I think you're seriously underestimating the strain pregnant women go through. It's not exactly a walk in the park. No one is nice when they are uncomfortable 24/7. There comes a point where a human just cannot always adhere to social graces with everything else going on. A little patience goes a long way at this stage in the pregnancy. Most couples have a similar chocolate story, or two, for a reason. It's not like women want to melt down over chocolate. Sometimes it's funny, like the "Swans Mate for Life" video. Sometimes it's not, and someone is driving 2 hours because he doesn't want his to melt down over chocolate. Because she is growing his kid. In Ta, any dude with half a brain knows, you don't test the emotional limits of a pregnant lady. Glad he had the sense to restock for you. Yeah, not the asshole. Look, every couple has a story like this. The drive just did your husband good. Once when pregnant with our first, I needed cantaloupes. My husband bought 2 cantaloupes, but I ate both of them before he put all the groceries away. Me. Oh, was that all the cantaloupes? Him. Blinking slowly at the cantaloupe rinds strewn over the table and his pregnant wife with a knife and a cutting board. Me. It's no big deal. I asked just in case, there was another bag with more cantaloupes or something. Him. I'll just go get some more, and he did. Original poster, don't worry about it. Pregnant women gotta eat what they gotta eat. When I was very pregnant, my husband ordered ice cream delivery, only to realize very, very, very late in the game that he had accidentally chosen the pickup option. He shrugged it off and said, "Hey, I'll pick up some ice cream tomorrow," and I burst into tears. I didn't think about being upset. I didn't feel mad. I just immediately started sobbing. Pregnancy hormones fuck you up. He did put on some pants and retrieve the ice cream order before the store closed. Not the asshole. My mom tells the story of when she was pregnant with me. She really needed peanut butter, but my dad bought the wrong kind. She burst into tears. Again, he wisely said nothing and went and bought every kind of peanut butter. You are the asshole. You're pregnant, not dying of cancer. You still had plenty of your favorite flavor left. There was no reason for him to go out right then and get you more. Just chiming in here. I had cancer and was treated with hormones for 3 years. It made me completely irrational, depressed, borderline suicidal, with a loss of cognitive abilities and severely compromised executive decision functionality. Until you have been at the receiving end of a hormone imbalance, and everything that goes along with it, it's hard to describe. Original poster is able to look back and see she was out of line, and she has already apologized to her husband, but often the ability to make a call like that in the moment when your misaligned hormone-addled mind is just responding to primal urges is very, very difficult. She apologized, because at the end she realized she was out of line, but the hormone excuse is a good one, and the hormones that are coursing through a woman's body as it prepares itself for the ordeal of childbirth are significant. But she is not an asshole. You are the asshole. Tried ordering them online? Being pregnant is a poor excuse to be rude to people. How is the husband not being rude? It's her favorite flavor, it's hard to find, and she can't drive herself. He said it wasn't a big deal, until he had to deal with his actions and replace them. Yeah, maybe she's overreacting, but eating your heavily pregnant wife's fav candy is also just not kind or helpful. In his defense, when he tried to replace them, he went to several local stores. Fine, they didn't have them, but he thought they would. He clearly didn't realize they were such a pain to replace. She literally told him they were a pain to replace before he left. He shouldn't be annoyed with her after dismissing how difficult it was to try to excuse his behavior. No assholes here, he made a mistake and made it up to you. You're allowed to be upset about it, especially when you're 8.5 months pregnant. And you're both allowed to be a little grumpy about the situation afterwards. You are the asshole. Order some online. Yeah, gonna say this is a pregnancy-driven you are the asshole. I get it is your favorite flavor, but you still had some left. And I am sure he might have been okay picking up more another day. He is busting his tail at work. You are the asshole, he's allowed to like the same flavor as you. If you don't want him eating any of that flavor, tell him in advance, but realistically it seems more like if you're going to argue over it then you two should just divide up that flavor so that the solution doesn't end up being, he can't eat the good flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and say no assholes here, you're about to give birth. He ate the chocolates that are a small but steady source of comfort for you. Next time try to be a little calmer, but hey, hormones. He made it right. He sounds like a great husband to go and replace them for you. Hoping you have a healthy birth and enjoy parenthood with your chocolate-stealing husband.